Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru.
Askirpan khando khadg tupak tabar artir सैफ सरोही सहती ये है हमारे पीर तीर तुही सहती तुही तबर तरवार नाम तिहारो जो जपै पै सिंध पव पार पै सिंध पव पार। तन तन गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी महाराज, तन तन दसम ग्रंथ महाराज, सरवलो दरबार महाराज ते हजूरी बैठे बैठे साध संगत जी गज गज की फतेह आखनी जी। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। We're blessed today to be celebrating Tan Tan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's Avatar Purb. And not only are we blessed to be celebrating that in any Gurdwara, but today in a Gurdwara where Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Bani is all here. Yeah? The beauty of that for some people is amazing, especially in the Sangat of all the Singhs and the Singhniya in Maharaj's their beloved form, Ladli Fauj. It's a great blessing. They are being asked to speak a few words about Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj's Bani, Dasam Granth Sahib. There's a lot of questions in our Panth about this Bani, about this Granth. I'm going to start off a little bit to explain some of the history of how Dasam Granth Sahib Ji was compiled. And I forgot to mention the Katha is going to be in English, so my apologies for that. I do want the youth to learn Punjabi, but sometimes we have to make do with the fact that we have to spread the knowledge. Sometimes spreading knowledge is more important than necessarily spreading it in the right language. We can learn the language as we get inspired. So Maharaj says that this Bani, that there is normally every single Bani that Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj starts with Sri Mukhvak Padshahi Dasmi. Mukh means a mouth, Vak means a voice out of that mouth. Sri Mukhvak, the supreme blessed voice that came out of Guru Gobind Singh Ji's mouth, Padshahi Dasmi. When it was compiled, it wasn't compiled fully in Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's time. Dasam Granth Sahib is a compilation of different Granths put together. And those Granths were put together in the format we have now by Pai Mani Singh Shaheed. They were, after Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj gave the hukam to Banda Singh Bahadur and he went to Sirhind, after the Panth came back up north, and at that point Pai Mani Singh Ji was made the head Granthi of Harimandir Sahib, and also became Jahedar of the Akal Takht, a joint duty upon them. And with that, they then started the mission under the mother of the Khalsa. Now we have a father, Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj. Mata Sahib Kaur, the mother of the Khalsa, said to Pai Mani Singh, let's put all of Guru Gobind Singh's Bani together. And Pai Mani Singh then started to compile Dasam Granth Sahib. And who is Pai Mani Singh? We know about he's a Shaheed. He's the very first person we mentioned, Ki Jinane Band Katai. That he was a person who was chopped from limb to limb. Such a fearless Khalsa that said, you know what, don't start here, start here. Because I'm not scared of you. And Pai Mani Singh was from a family of Shaheeds. Their grandfather was a Shaheed for Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj. Pai Mani Singh had 11 brothers who were Shaheed. It's a lot of brothers to have in the first place, but to every single one of them to be Shaheed is another thing. And Pai Mani Singh had 7 sons who were Shaheed. Pai Mani Singh was Shaheed as well. And not only that, they had 10 grandsons who were Shaheed. Pai Mani Singh is from a family of Shaheeds. Very deep Shaheed, all for Sikhi. He was a Sikh of Guru Har Rai Maharaj. And then when Guru Har Krishan Sahib Maharaj in Delhi were Jyoti Jyot and they were cremated, the ashes of their body were taken back to Kiratpur Sahib by Pai Mani Singh. So this wasn't somebody who was far away from Gurus. They were a Hazuri Sikh. A Hazuri Sikh is somebody who is in the presence of Guru Sahib all the time. Yeah? Bhai Mani Singh's brother, Bhai Diyala Ji, was shaheed in Delhi alongside Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj. When Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj was tortured and then finally beheaded in Delhi, alongside them was Bhai Mati Ji, Bhai Sati Ji and Bhai Diyala Ji. Two of them were brothers, and then there was Bhai Diyala Ji, the brother of Bhai Mani Singh. Bhai Mani Singh obviously at that time was Bhai Mani Ji, but his wife was actually the daughter of that blessed Gursikh who took the body of Guruji back to his house and burnt his house down for Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj. So this is a family very close to the Guru's lineage. Yeah? And obviously we know later on that Bhai Mani Singh was a scribe. When Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj was reading out Bani of Akal Ustad and Jab Sahib in Paonta Sahib, it was Bhai Mani Singh who was sitting there writing it down. So he was like Bhai Gurdas Ji number 2. For Guru Arjan Dev Ji was this Bhai Gurdas Ji, and then when it came to Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj, it was Bhai Mani Singh. And the secondary scribe was Baba Deep Singh Ji. So these two blessed Gursikhs were writing down Bani as Guru Gobind Singh Ji was speaking it. And Baba Deep Singh and Bhai Mani Singh were involved in compiling Dasam Granth Sahib. Baba Deep Singh Ji was the first Jahedar of Dandami Taksal. And he was one of the Panj Pyare when Nawab Kapoor Singh was given the Nawabi of the Panth. So again, the people that were right at the front of our leadership, the Panj Pyare of the Panth, one of those Panj Pyare, was actually the person who put together our Dasam Granth Sahib and Jahedar of Kal Takht. So these are amazing people, and to compile it and then give it to us as a gift. And for now, some people turn up and say, I don't know if they did the job right. I don't know, they might have made some mistakes. I mean, just think about this. Who are the people that are questioning? Who are these people that could question Bhai Mani Singh, Baba Deep Singh? Now, when it comes to Dasam Granth Sahib, people question if it's all the writings of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. This is a question that comes up. They say, you know what? I accept a lot of it is the writing of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. I'm not sure about some parts of it. You know, if there was the writings of other people put in the Dasam Granth Sahib, let's just imagine, theoretically, they did. Just like in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, there's writings by other poets. Every single one of the writings of the other poets in Guru Granth Sahib Ji is referenced. They always start off by saying, Naam Dev Ji, Kabir Ji. Yet in the whole of Dasam Granth Sahib Ji, never do you find another poet being mentioned. Now Guru Sahib and Bhai Mani Singh Ji, they know that no one would ever just put in Bani and not reference who it is from. They wouldn't just ascribe it to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj and not reference who the person was. They're not cheats. So why did they not reference who it came from? Because it didn't come from anybody else. It came from Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Secondly, if it was a Kavi, obviously it must be a Kavi that was a Sikh Kavi. Bhai Mani Singh, Bhai Baba Deep Singh. If they'd put in Bani, they would have put in a Bani of somebody who was a Sikh, who was close to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Every single one of the poets who was living next to Guru Gobind Singh Ji would always write the praise of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. That's what a Sikh would do. If I was a poet, I try sometimes. If I was a poet, I would sing praises of my Guru. Who else am I going to praise? So how come not one single Bani in Dasam Granth Sahib Ji praises Guru Gobind Singh Ji? If it was the writings of the poet, surely it would praise Guru Gobind Singh Ji. But it doesn't. Look at the pats in Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. They always praise the Gurus. Pal Mathura Kach Ped Nahi, Gur Arjan Partak Har. They praise Tana Tana Ram Das Gur, Jinsirya Tene Savarya. Every one of the poets praises the Gurus, and yet there's not one praise of Guru Gobind Singh Ji in Dasam Granth Sahib. So obviously, Guruji is not going to praise himself. So it must be Guruji's Bani in it. Otherwise, anybody else would have praised Guruji first. They would have started off by saying, by the blessings of Guru Gobind Singh Ji at least. Now, if they were going to include other poets, surely they would go for the first top 2 poets at that time. Especially they would have gone for Bhai Nandlal Ji. Bhai Nandlal Ji's writings can be sung sitting down. Yeah? Their Bani is so immense. Why would they not put their Bani in first? So you have to look at this question. The person who comes up with this idea that somebody else's Bani got put in is firstly either questioning Bhai Mani Singh or Baba Deep Singh. And let's say we say, all right, for the sake of, argument, I'll just accept your bit for now. Why would they not reference this Bani? It doesn't make any sense because it's nonsensical. It's not going to happen. It's all Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Bani. Some people say, well look, I'm not sure, I haven't studied it enough, but should I respect Dasam Granth Sahib Ji? The biggest question that comes up in a Sikh's mind seems to be, should I matha take to it? A lot of people have this question, should I matha take to it? And dekho, let's understand let's say the only people that have kept alive the Maryada of Dasam Granth Sahib, Sarablo Granth Sahib are the Nihang Singhs. So let's learn from them how they respect Dasam Granth Sahib. Whenever you see a Nihang Darbar, generally you see it this way. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is the Sir, and you got the two Modde, Dasam Granth Sahib and Sarablo Granth Sahib. And many Nihang Singhs describe it in this way, that you've got the Sir and the two arms. Okay? And if you look at Hazur Sahib, same thing happens there. Guru Granth Sahib Ji comes out first, their Prakash happens first. Their Takht is bigger than Dasam Granth Sahib Ji's Takht. Then when Guru Granth Sahib Ji is being Prakash, Hukamnama has been read out, and then the Asa Diwar Kirtan is started, at that point then, they do Prakash of Dasam Granth Sahib. So always Shromani Padvi is given to Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Because of Guru Gobind Singh Ji's own hukum, the Guru Manyo Granth. So it isn't the case that the Nihang Singhs or anybody who respects Dasam Granth Sahib or Sarablo Granth Sahib is actually taking respect away from the Guru Granth Sahib Ji. This is a very silly concept to have in our mind. Of course not. They're paying respect to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj and the Mukhwak Bani. It's Amrit Bani. How do we know it's Amrit Bani? We make Amrit out of it. Yeah? Very simple. You can't make Amrit Bani with something that is not Amrit in itself. So it is Amrit Bani. We should respect it. Most importantly, we should, as we come across Guru Granth Sahib, Dasam Granth Sahib Ji, matha take to that Bani. And if, for example, someone says, I don't know, Jab Sahib's in there. Jab Sahib makes Amrit. Jab Sahib is the second thing we read in the morning. Why would we not bow down to it? If Guru Gobind Singh Ji had given somebody their Kanga and put it somewhere, I'd matha take to that Kanga because it was my Guru's. So of course, we respect it. If we came across Guru Gobind Singh Ji's chappal, just imagine their chappal. Which Sikh wouldn't bow down, put their matha on that chappal and be blessed to have Guru Gobind Singh Ji's own charan upon their matha? Now this is not the bias, this is not Guruji's charan, it's mukhwak. It's come out of their mouth. We need to think about these things when we start saying things like, I wouldn't bow down to it. Just think, if you matha take the chappal, you definitely matha take to Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Mukhwak Bani. So we should respect it, we should treat it with as much respect as we can. It is Bani, it is Amrit Bani. A Sikh's job is not to point fingers at the Guru. Maharaj says, Asa Diwar, Salam Jawab Dove Kare, Mundo Khutta Jai. You bow down, but then you do Jawab. Say, no thanks. Maharaj says, from the very beginning you're going wrong. Mundo Khutta Jai. The Sikh's job is to say, Maharaj has written this Bani for me. There must be some Sikhya I can take from it. Rather than point fingers at the Bani, let me read it and try to understand how much wisdom I can take from it. And let's say we say, you know what, I haven't even got the mat to understand this Bani. Let me stick to Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Even then, why should we point fingers at something? Just think about it. If I was like I'm not a gambling man by the way, but let's say I was going to take odds on this. I got two options. I can respect it and not read it, or I can disrespect it. But if I go and I die and I find out the truth, had I respected it and it wasn't Dasam Bani, Maharaj is not going to blame you because you weren't well read. You didn't understand it. So you decide to respect it anyway. Maharaj will forgive us. But let's say it turned out to be Bani and we pointed fingers at it and cussed it. Maharaj says, your nindya of your Guru is the worst thing. Bani, Guru, Guru hai Bani. Which Bani Amritsari? So if a Sikh is doing Nindya of the Bani, of the Guru, what's the fall for him? I would say the safest thing to do is to respect it. Say, Manu pata nahi, but I'm pretty sure if the Nihang Singh thinks it's Dasam Bani, it's Guru Gobind Singh's Bani, I'll respect it as well. And one day Maharaj has kirpa on me, I'll understand what the Bani means. But there's no point digging your own grave in that way by pointing fingers at it. Now, I'm going to go to the silliest argument that these people come up that question Dasam Bani. And what they say is they say, you know what? I think the RSS, went around at that time, that the RSS have inserted this dodgy Bani into Dasam Granth Sahib. This is what they say. Let's just look at the extreme silly thing that they say. Now, the only person that would understand as much of Bani to ever replicate Bani like of Ram Avatar, Krishna Avatar would be a Brahmin. In those days, you had to have been a Brahmin to understand those Granths. So therefore, the only way the RSS or any crazy Hindu fundamentalist could insert Bani into Dasam Granth Sahib, they have to be an expert and they probably would be a Brahmin. So why would a Brahmin then insert Bani that criticizes Brahmins? You tell me one Jat that's going to write down something which criticizes Jats and put it into something. Of course they're not. And yet Guru Gobind Singh Ji is saying straight away, a Chhatri ko poot ho, Brahman ko nahi. So obviously, it wouldn't have been a Brahmin. So who else has got the knowledge to put it in? No one. No one would have that much knowledge and not be a Brahmin. And no Brahmin would criticize. Even if it wasn't a Brahmin, somebody else, why would a Hindu put in so much Bani criticizing Hinduism? There's so much Bani Dasam Granth Sahib Ji which criticizes idol worship, which criticizes even the fact that there's only three main powers. Maharaj says there's many people like this. There's not just one Brahma, there's many Brahmas. There's not just one Shiv, there's many Shivjis. There's not just one Vishnu, there's many Vishnus. It doesn't make any sense for a Hindu to insert Bani in Dasam Granth Sahib Ji. It's criticizing many idol worships. Even Maharaj is saying in Chitrapakyan Granth, which people criticize the most, even in there, Maharaj says clearly, Kach pahan mein parmesar nahi. Jeevan mein, jal mein, thal mein. That Shabad comes from Chitrapakyan Granth. Maharaj says, there is no God in a stone. There is no God in a stone. Even Janeu, someone does somebody criticize the idea of Janeu. There is no way a Hindu would put it in. So none of this stuff makes much sense. Now the final one is, let's just say a Hindu managed somehow to sneak past Bhai Mani Singh, sneak past Baba Deep Singh, right? Sneak past all the people that memorize his Bani and they protected, like the Singhs now protect Guru Granth Sahib Ji here and the Bani here. Let's say they put some, why would they not put in their own Bani that they read now? The cleverest thing would have been to put in something like the Hanuman Chalisa, yeah? Why would they put in Bani that they don't even read themselves? How would it then how would they be trying to disrupt Sikhi by not putting in some Bani that was actually well read amongst the Hindus? None of this makes any sense. All it is casting doubt. It's Shanka. That's what they're trying to do. Trying to put a little bit of Shanka into our mind. What happens is Shanka is like a virus. It starts spreading. A little bit it gets in, not too sure. It starts spreading. Pretty soon, we think, I'm not going to read it, bro. I'm not sure about it. Main padhni nahi. Now there is what they're trying to get us to do. Is just stop reading it. The aim of this questioning is not designed to do any kind of sodai, to have any kind of logical argument. The aim of it is कि जेरे सिख हैगे ना वो दसम बानी ना ही पढ़न. Why would they want us not to read Dasam Bani? Because the power comes from there. You take away Samsung's hair, he became weak. For a Sikh, Dasam Bani is full of power. Some guy came up to me, you might have heard of him, he came along talking about 10 words and 40 rhetorical devices, yeah? I forgot later on, but I wanted to just quote to him, Khag khand bihandang khaldal khandang, yeah? Just explain to him what that Bani is like. Just the sound of it in itself, let alone the meaning of it. Imagine how many devices Maharaj is using, eh? Every single word sounds like you're on the battlefield. Maharaj is preparing us for battle, to make us mazboot, to make us strong. Chandi Diwar we read earlier on, talked about this last year. There's a katha on our channel called Chandi Diwar Katha. Maharaj is giving us so many battles to watch. It's like 300. You know, people watch 300, they come out all boosted, like, yeah, we're warriors, yeah? Maharaj has given us Chandi story, one woman. We're not talking about 300 men, we're talking about one woman. And how powerful was she? Maharaj gives us so much mind to make us strong, but all these things, these ridiculous arguments are designed to put in question marks in our head so we don't read this Bani, so that we become weaker. So, the other thing they say, oh well, you know, it's all about Hindu God worship. Why is Guru Gobind Singh writing about the Hindu gods? Why is he praising them? You know what? I don't know. It just sounds like God worship to me. Look at this. Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge, yeah? And every single Hindu, when they write one of their major granths, always praises Saraswati first. That she is the goddess of knowledge. Let her bless me to recite this granth. What does Guru Gobind Singh Ji do? Maharaj starts off by saying, Namaskar Sri Kharag ko karo sohichit lae, Puran karo granth ehe, tummam karo sahay. Namaskar to whom? Sri Kharag ko. I bow down to the sword. I don't bow down to Saraswati, I bow down to the sword. Why? Because karo sohichit lae, Puran karo granth ehe, tummam karo sahay. You are with me, you protect me. What are we going to do with the Devi when we got this thing next to us protecting us? Maharaj is straight away saying, I don't bow down. Later on, a lot of people now respect, in the Hindu religion, they respect Ganesh Ji. Ganesh Ji is the god of letters, Akhran Daraj. So what they say is, they bow down to Ganesh Ji first, after Saraswati. Maharaj says, and we know this tuk, Maina Ganesha Pritham Manau. I don't at the first bow down to Ganesh. Why would Guru Gobind Singh say this? They're saying, I don't get my Bani from Ganesh Ji. I don't get Kirpa from Ganesh Ji. Maharaj goes on. Kisan bisin kabhu nahi tyao. Kaan sune pehchan tinso. Liv lagi mori pag inso. They say, I don't bow down to Krishna. I don't bow down to Vishnu. I don't bow down to any of these people. I bow down to Vaheguru. My mind is loving Vaheguru's feet. That's where the Bani is coming from. It's Kirpa of Vaheguru. Then some people say, well, okay, let's just say Maharaj isn't praising the gods. Why does he talk about them so much? Koi Lord see? Lord see. That's exactly the right question, and the answer is within that question. There was a real need for Guru Gobind Singh Ji to write down the stories of the avatars. Why? Because Sangat Ji, in Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, these people are talked about a lot of times. Now, if, let's say, 300 years ago, this thing called Wikipedia didn't exist, how would the Singhs then have found out the meaning of that Bani? If they were not well read in Ram Avatar, in Krishna Avatar, if they didn't know these stories, how would the Singhs have then gone and found out the meaning of what Ram did? They were reading the Granth, but they didn't understand it. Who would they do? They have to go and get some Pandit, wouldn't they? Bring the Pandit over. He said, Pandit ji, baitho ithe, explain what this is. Now, has Pandit ji got an incentive to go and explain the Gurmata philosophy? No. Pandit ji's got a very good incentive to take these people back towards worshipping those gods. So what does Guru Gobind Singh Ji do? They write out the katha themselves. They say, Ko, now you're free. You're bemutaj. You're independent. You don't need these Pandits. I write down what the Bani means for you. You read it. You understand the story of Ram. You understand the story of Krishna. You won't need to go to these people anymore. It's all there for you from me, myself. Yeah? Undisputed katha. Now, just a quick point on those stories of the Rams, of the gods and avatars. Maharaj finished off Ram avatar with some interesting line. Imagine they'd done the whole katha of Ramji and all of their avatar pur. Then they finish off by saying this: Pahenga he jab te tumre tab te ko aakh tare nahi aanyo राम रहीम पुराण कुरान अनेक कहे मत एक ना मानियो. They say, oh Waheguru, Ram says a lot of things. Rahim, Islam says a lot of things. But I don't listen to any of those. I only follow you. So for a Sikh to read Ram Avatar and the conclusion being, don't follow Ram. Follow Guru. Maina kahyo, sab toye bekhaniyo. It's all revelation. Maharaj says, follow the Bani. Follow Guru. Not follow Ramji. At the end of Krishna Avatar, Maharaj finishes off with this tuk. Dasam katha pagot ki pakha kari banaye avarna basna mohe prabh taram jud ke chaye. They say, Waheguru, I've done katha of all these things you said, but now I have only one desire. What is that? Taram yud. To fight for righteousness. Maharaj is giving us Bani that's going to fill us full of power to go and do the righteous fight outside. Not the righteous fight inside amongst our own jathebandis, but the one outside. Yeah? The one against dharam and adharam. The battle that we should fight. Now, effectively, the Brahmins have kind of done a qabza on Krishnji. They go, he's one of ours. He's not yours. Sardaya. But the Brahmin crew are adharmi. Most of them are doing qabza and they think they're better than all the rest of the Hindus. So how can a adharmi person take qabza over a dharmi person? Krishnji was dharmi. So who does he belong to? In the big battle of the good versus the bad, and the Khalsa is now at the front line of this battle of good versus bad, who does he belong to? He's one of ours. He's on our side, not on their side. The Brahmin and all these people that can control humanity, that exploit humanity, these people are actually our enemies. They are adharmi. And yet, the people that are supposed to inspire us to fight against these people, they said they're ours. So we said earlier in the Q&A, there is no such religion as Hinduism. Ye hai nahi cheez. The word Hindu doesn't come up in Hinduism. Jaake dekho, none of their granths have the word Hindu. What you've got is many paths. Koi sannyasi, koi jogi, koi siddh, koi rishi, koi muni, koi tapasvi, yeah? Koi aghori sadhu. All these people are doing different things. And what they are is just Indians. The word Hindu just means Indian. South of the Indus River, Indian. So now they're saying, these are our people, these are our granths, and they're actually taking away from us the stories of these warriors that were supposed to inspire us. Not to worship them, but to inspire us to do the same battle. Dharam Yudh, righteousness. The final thing they say, you know what, alright, forget Ram Rahim, it's definitely praising Durga, isn't it? Look, it never criticized Durga. It's definitely praising her. Why is it praising her? What is Durga for us? Are we praising Durga? Are we praising Bhagavati? Maharaj is saying Bhagavati, Sada Jai, Sada Jai, Sada Jai, Bhagavati. All the time Maharaj is praising Bhagavati. Now, but is Bhagavati Durgasha? It's not. Because in Chandi Divar, it says, Lei Bhagavati Durgasha. The Durgasha picked up the Bhagavati. So how can it be how can she pick up herself? No. The Kirpan. Maharaj is doing praise of her because what he's saying is, she rides on top of a Singh. Durga sits on top of a Singh. What we've got here is a Bhagavati, which sits on top of a Singh or a Singhni. The concept is there, we just can't flick it. Maharaj is saying, you should be picking up the sword and fighting against unrighteousness. And take inspiration from someone like Durga, who didn't get scared of all the Rakshas, but she fought. We should be taking inspiration as well and fighting that righteous war, not being scared. The Durga is not the Bhagavati. Many parts talk about Bhagavati. They say, Namostri Bhagavati, Badeli Sarohi. Weapons. Bhagavati is a weapon for us. And this is our Bhagavati. And if we have any doubt about it, even in our Sikh Rayat Maryada, when it talks about the Chandi Divar, Bhagavati Var Sri Bhagavati Ji Ki, it says clearly, the ode to the sword. You might say, well, why is Guruji praising swords? Satsangat Ji, asi hon chope sada part kita siga ne Rara Sahib. What does Maharaj say? Sri Astuj. They call Waheguru Sri Astuj. The word as means sword. The word tuja means a flag. So on Maharaj's, on Waheguru's Nishan Sahib is a kirpan. What's outside now a Nishan Sahib? A kirpan. Maharaj is saying God on his battle standard is a sword. So we are actually, when we say that, when we worship the sword for us is that protector who protects us. As kirpan khando khadak tupak tabar tir sahib sarohi saiti ye hai hamare peer. This is God by my side. There's no point saying Gur mere sang sada hai nale when the Guru is already with you all the time and he is protecting you. Gur ka shabad rakhware. Guru is with me, protecting me all the times. The kirpan is by our side, protecting us all the time. Mare rakhe eko aap man ke kish nahi haath. The sword kills and the sword protects. It's for us to pick up that sword and use it for what it was meant to be. Not for the bad guys to have the weapons, but for us to have the weapons. We should be the ones with the finger on the nuclear bombs. We can't trust Obama. We don't know about his dharmi, how dharmi he is. But we can trust the Sikhs, the Mahapurkhs, not necessarily the current lot who are a bit hardcore and hyped up. But the ones who are Pagdi wale, we can. With the ultimate Shastra, they will respect it. Other people will just mistreat it. What we have to do is get our concepts a little bit more clear to make sure that we do not, with our own Anumat, our lower mat, do the mistake of doing Biadbi of our Guru. We do not make the mistake of doing Nindya of our Guru. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj talks about the people that do Nindya of the Guru. And they go to the worst place ever. Guru Ram Das Ji Maharaj talks about a Nindak of Guru Amar Das Ji. He was a tapisri. They talk about this tapa. And this tapa, when he criticized Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj, when he goes up to Taram Raj, you know what Taram Raj says to him? He says, put this Nindak with the worst killers. Maha Hatyaarya. He said, Onu utthe pao. This line is in Bani. Maharaj explains. And then we might think, well, there's no Taram Raj. This might be a parable. Then Guru Ram Das Ji says that Maharaj is not talking something from nowhere. They're saying, Har ke dar varte, so Nanak aag sunave. What happens at the court of God? So Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Guru Ram Das Ji Maharaj is then seeing it and telling us what happens. So if that's what happened at Tapa, what's going to happen to us if we start criticizing Dasam Bani? I would say it's not worth it. Just say Amrit Bani hegi hai. It makes Amrit. Best thing to do is read it and experience it. Many people talk about Chandi Diwar, very few people read it. The hukam from the 52 hukams of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, many people like to trot out those hukams, hai na? One of the hukams is ki Chandi Diwar nu kanta rakho. Should be memorized. If we haven't started reading it, we should start reading it. And hopefully, Maharaj Kirpa, we will get to the point where she memorizes this part and we'll feel the power of it. The least we can do is go on rajkaregakhalsa.net and watch the video. 20 minutes long. Let's listen to the part and watch the English translation and see what Maharaj is talking about. There's much more to say about this. We're not going to go into too much detail. The thing for us is to remember is who compiled it for us. Bhai Mani Singh. I'll give you an example of how doubt works. Doubt is very dodgy, you know, Shankar. I was at a conference once. It was a conference with all these great academics. And the conference was about Zafarnama. Amazing, they were talking about some guy had written a book. And at this conference, 2 or 3 academics were there. And they kept saying things like, well, there's parts of it we can't verify. There's little parts of it we can't verify. And I was like, that's casting doubt, isn't it? Shankar hega. And I said, I wonder how many parts, because they never defined. So I asked them, I said, I got only one question. Can you, each of you, go around one by one and explain to us what percentage you think of Zafarnama is by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj and where could there be some doubts? Guess these people have been talking for an hour, they've been discussing these doubts. Guess what percentage they all said? What do you think? Anybody want to have a guess? Koi hega? Bolan wala. Maybe would they say, oh, I believe 70%, 80%. You know what they said? One said 95% is Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Then one said 99% is Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. So these people, on the basis of 1 to 5%, have spent 1 hour casting doubt into all those Sikhs. I didn't ask that question about how much of it was Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj Bani. And that Sikh could go away tomorrow and say, what's the point of reading this Bani? Maybe it's not all Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Maybe I'll read something else. 95 to 99%, they all agreed upon. And these are not Sikh academics, Sharda wale, just Western academics. So doubt is one of those things we need to get out of our mind. And the proof of that is here. Every night, every good Sikh will do their Kirtan Soila and they'll finish off with these words. Antar jami purkh bidate sarda man ki pure nanak das eh sukh mange moko kar santan ki ture. They say, oh Waheguru, you know everything. You made everything. Give me this one piece. Give me this one thing. Complete my Sharda. Make my Sharda 100% in you, Maharaj. Let there not be even one little till of doubt. And then they'll say, make me so humble that I am at the dust of the saints. The biggest Sant was Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. Sant Sipahi, Sahib-e-Kamal. Let's become his dust. Let's become so humble and let's read his Bani and let's respect it. Let's not have our doubts come into our mind. When we read that Kirtan Soilana, ask Maharaj to bless with Sharda on their Bani as well. So I'm sure in all those things I must have made a bunch of mistakes, especially on the Bani side. Yeah. So please, please do forgive me and give me your blessings, Sangaji. You are the Khalsa. You can bless this Nimanaja to go and understand more Bani, read more Bani and have more Bani Kant, because Maharaj says ki Bani Kant paisa Gant, money ready to spend. When we have it Kant, it's our blessings of our Guru and the blessings of our Sangat. So please forgive me my mistakes. Bula chuke dikhe Baksin ji, Deo sajana sisadiya jo hove sahib se mel. Gaj gaj ke fateh akhni ji. Vaheguru ji ka khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki fateh.